Well, it's finally here, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, but is it worth the price tag? Stay with me whilst we review the top 10 feature upgrades on the biggest iPhone yet. Hi there, it's Charmaine and welcome back to Simply Mobile, the channel that brings you information about your mobile phone without the need for a tech degree. Remember to hit that subscribe button now and join me weekly for tips and tricks on how to get the best out of your mobile phone. Right now, we're in the middle of the pre-order rush for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And at businessmobiles.com, our customers are wondering whether they should upgrade now or perhaps wait another 12 months for the next generation of iPhone and stick with their current ride, whether that be the iPhone 10 or the iPhone 11. Well, today we're going to look at the top 10 feature upgrades to see if it's worth upgrading today. So we're going to start by having a look at some of the common features across the 12th generation handsets. That includes the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Then we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some of the features that are exclusive to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So follow along whilst we explain some of the greatest innovations that Apple have to offer in 2020. The entire 12th generation of iPhone handsets now come 5G enabled. Now, this isn't new to the market because Android have had this for quite some time, but Apple resisted launching this last year in the 11th generation purely because 5G wasn't really a big deal then. In reality, few of us can actually get 5G reception at the moment, but within the next year or two, it should be more widely available, so this phone will really come into its own. Now, many of our customers at businessmobiles.com have been asking if we can ship iPhones specifically from the US, and that's because they've heard of the little window on the right-hand side of every iPhone 12, which enables access to a particular frequency of 5G called the millimeter wave. Now, that is not available in the UK, and therefore, even if you had one of these US phones, it wouldn't do any good in the UK whatsoever, or any other part of the world for that matter. So let them stay in the US. We have phones which are perfectly adequate and capable of accessing any of the 5G frequencies available to us in the UK. As you'd expect, 5G enables phones to become incredibly fast, and one of the features that I'm most looking forward to is being able to FaceTime on 5G whilst I'm out and about, because then I'm going to get the quality of a television rather than a kind of patchy FaceTime that I currently see. Every year, Apple works hard to upgrade the chip at the center of their iPhone technology. These chips, really, they're just sort of the brain center of the iPhone. They are responsible for all of the things that the iPhone can do. For example, in the 10th generation of iPhones 2 years ago, we had the A12 Bionic chip, and that was capable of 5 trillion operations per second. Last year, in the 11th generation of iPhones, we had the A13 Bionic chip, and that was capable of 6 trillion operations per second. This year, we have the A14 Bionic chip, next generation, and that is capable of 11 trillion operations per second. Now, what's amazing about this is that that's a whopping 83% increase in power on last year, and Apple themselves claim that this is the most powerful chip in any smartphone. Apple have also said that the A14 Bionic chip next gen rivals a laptop. They don't say which laptop, so in absence of evidence, we're just going to have to really look at the bare facts. This phone is super fast, and you will notice the improvement in speed even if you had the iPhone 11 this year. Another great innovation that we're seeing this year in the iPhone 12 is durability. In the past, iPhones were made out of toughened glass. This year, we're seeing a new innovation using ceramic crystals, which are supposed to be tougher than metal. Now, as you might have guessed, ceramic is normally opaque. Apple have had to use a special technology to make the crystals transparent so that it has the resemblance of glass. Apple call this their ceramic shield, and they claim that the ceramic shield has 4 times the drop performance of previous iPhone models. Great news for me because I have lost count of the amount of money that I spent on replacing my iPhone screens last year. So if what Apple have said is true, then few of us should be having little accidents with our iPhones this year, and I'm hoping that in the future this might also seep through into insurance costs for your phone. There have also been some significant improvements in water resistance this year. Now, 2 years ago, the iPhone 10 series were capable of being submerged 2 meters down for 30 minutes. In the iPhone 11 series, the water resistance level was 4 meters for 30 minutes. And surprise, surprise, this year the iPhone 12 series has a water resistance level of 6 meters for 30 minutes. This year, Apple have developed a brand new line of MagSafe accessories to accompany the iPhone 12 launch. Naturally, all 4 iPhone 12s are capable of wireless charging, but the back also has magnetic sensors that allow for some pretty neat tricks. Specifically, MagSafe for iPhone lets your iPhone charger snap right into place. And the new MagSafe iPhone covers allow you to charge your phone without having to remove the case. Now, I've long been a fan of the sticky wallets that go back on the back of your iPhones, like this one on my old iPhone 10. Apple have gone a step further this year by actually having a MagSafe wallet which magnetizes to the back of your phone. This is a great idea. In practice, I'm not really sure how good it is because I have heard a few people who've tested it have said that it has actually fallen off if they've put it into their back pocket or rubbed it too hard. So I'm not really going to be investing in one of these myself, but the good news is that the MagSafe product range is likely to expand into other things also, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing what's coming next. Finally, let's look at the last distinguishing feature of the new 12th generation of iPhones, and that is in the new square edge design. Previously, we've been used to seeing the beveled edges, and we haven't really seen this flat edge design since the iPhone 4. I'm not sure why we've gone back to the square edge design of the iPhone 4, but what I can say is that it's a lot easier to grip the handset with those square edges. Turning now to the iPhone 12 Pro Max specifically, the biggest feature about this new phone is its size. It is the largest iPhone ever to hit the market at 6.7 inches. The iPhone 10 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max both came in at 6.5 inches. In addition to the squared off edges, this bigger size sort of gives the iPhone 12 Pro Max the look and feel of an actual iPad. And what I can definitely say is no matter how big your hands are, you're going to need both hands to operate this phone. Interestingly enough, despite its bigger size, the iPhone 12 Pro Max still weighs in at 226 grams, which is exactly the same as its predecessor, the iPhone 11 Pro Max. How is this possible? Well, this comes down to a lighter weight material used for the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and also the fact that it's a little bit thinner than its predecessor. One of the first things that our customers always look forward to in the new generation of iPhone handsets is the improvements that come in the camera. Now this year, the iPhone 12 is taking pictures at 12 megapixels, which is exactly the same as the iPhone 11 did last year. And let's face it, 12 megapixels is already pretty good. However, where the innovation has occurred this year in the camera is in the LiDAR scanner. Apple's new LiDAR scanner technology is really quite spectacular and has a number of uses, which I'll take you through. The iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro Max are the first phones to ever use the LiDAR scanner technology. And what this does is it recreates a map of the environment around you. The LiDAR scanner emits light that the human eye can't actually even see every few nanoseconds. This light bounces off the objects in your surrounding area and then is received back via the receiver in the scanner. The time taken between the light being emitted and then being captured back by the receiver is what helps the LiDAR scanner to create this depth map of your surroundings. How is this innovation useful to us? Well, the LiDAR scanner has two very important uses. One of them is in low light or night photography. So cell phones usually have a lot of difficulty in focusing in areas of low light. This depth map helps your iPhone camera to focus 6 times faster in low light than any other iPhone camera. Now, the other use for this depth map is in augmented reality. As your phone creates this depth map around you, you're able to play games, recreate 3D prints, and all sorts of creative things that augmented reality is going to bring to our phones. A final thing to note on the camera is that the iPhone 11 Pro Max had 4 times optical zoom, whereas the iPhone 12 Pro Max has 5 times optical zoom. Unsurprisingly, the iPhone 12 Pro Max also comes with upgrades in the video camera. One of Apple's proudest innovations this year is that its video camera in the iPhone 12 Pro Max now comes with Dolby Vision. Yay! What's Dolby Vision? Well, Dolby Vision is a type of HDR, or high dynamic range. That meant nothing to me either, but what it really means is all in the pixels and how much detail that the camera can pick up in the shadows and the colors. Basically just a better viewing experience. Now, Dolby Vision is actually a step up from normal HDR because HDR doesn't take into account different changes in scenes where the light's darker or lighter. However, Dolby Vision allows you to play back, taking all of the different factors into account. So if the scene is lighter, then it will adjust. If it's darker, then it will adjust, and you'll get the best possible viewing experience. To a simple bod like me, it's basically a clearer picture. Finally, let's talk about capacity. The iPhone 11 Pro Max came in 3 different models. That was the 64 gig, the 256 gig, and the 512 gig. The iPhone 12 Pro Max now comes in 3 models also, but it starts at 128.8 gig and then goes on to the 256 gig and the 512 gig like before. Now, these are some of the best features that the iPhone 12 Pro Max has to offer, but let's see how this translates into your monthly line rental with an example talk plan. The surprising news this year is most often the new generation of handsets increases in price. The really incredible thing this year is that not only are you getting a decrease in price, but you're also getting an increase in quality. Let me show you how. For demo purposes, I'm going to show you a businessmobiles.com tariff on the iPhone 11 Pro Max and on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Let's take, for example, this £43 a month talk plan, which offers 16 gig of data and all you can eat text and talk. Now, previously with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, you would have had to have paid £26 upfront for this particular talk plan, but with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, there's no upfront payment. And additionally, the starter model on the iPhone 11 Pro Max came at 64 gig. Now you're getting double that capacity for the same price. So in other words, you're able to get a better quality phone in the new generation at a better capacity and a lower price than before. That is practically unheard of in the Apple world, but this time Apple seemed to have been very generous to us. So in conclusion, should you upgrade now? I think the answer is yes, because some of these features for me are absolutely fantastic, especially the night vision for the camera. And if you're upgrading within a contract, you're effectively getting a better quality phone at a lower price than its predecessor. So I hope you've enjoyed this review and found it easy to follow and simple to understand. If you're currently an Android user and you're thinking about coming over to iPhone, then check out my earlier video on transferring your data between Android and iPhone. This video will take you through the entire transfer process in a simple 5-minute tutorial. And if you've liked this video, hit subscribe because there will be more videos. And if you've liked this video, then remember to hit subscribe because there's lots more coming on the iPhone 12 and the different...
Don't ever do this, okay?
Okay.
Make sure you subscribe to simplymobiles.com. What is that?
There is no simplymobiles.com. It's a channel called Simply Mobiles. And the business is called businessmobiles.com. So Simply Mobile. See you next time on the Simply Mobile channel.